What up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and I am here today, you guys, with I don't know if we would call this a review or if this is just gonna be us talking about this movie, because I didn't really take any notes, so I don't really have a whole lot to go off of. But this is me coming to you guys to discuss the brand new Tyler Perry movie, Divorce in the Black, you guys. So before we go ahead and get into it, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel and you guys aren't subscribed yet, then I need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know the routine. You can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and also by turning on your post notifications, you guys. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let's go ahead and just discuss Divorce in the Black, shall we? All right, you guys, so Divorce in the Black, this is once again another Tyler Perry production. So this is something that is written by Tyler, directed by Tyler. Everything is Tyler Perry, right? So we got that out the way. We kind of know what to expect, right? Now, what I will say is, and it's going to be the same spiel that I say for pretty much everything that I talk about when it comes to Tyler, right? One, this movie was over 2 hours long, and I didn't understand why it was 2 hours long because number one, the movie wasn't that good. So for me, it took me, I watched the movie starting Friday, right? I think I started watching this movie, it was about 6 o'clock. No. I watched this movie because I've been off work since Friday. Friday was my last day. Actually, Thursday was my last day this week, of last week working, because I'm on vacation for my birthday, which is Tuesday, right? So that's that. So I watched the movie Friday. I started it Friday, and I think I started watching it about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And I got through the first 30 minutes, and I was just sitting here like, what am I watching? This is boring. So I got up. I went and got me something. I went to the give me something to eat, and I sat at the bar, and I watched something else instead because I was gonna watch it while I was at the bar, but I was like, it wasn't that good. So then I came back home and did whatever else I was gonna do the rest of the night, and then I came back and watched something else instead of that movie. So then yesterday I was like, okay, because this is Sunday when I'm filming. So I was like, okay, let's try to watch it Saturday. You ain't really got much to do. I sat there and tried to watch the rest of it. It just drug along, and I was like, yeah, I can't watch this. So I think I got another 30 minutes in at that point, right? So 30 minutes and another 30. I think I was up to about an hour and 45 minutes. I was an hour and 45 minutes into it, and I just had to turn it off, right? So then this morning, I was like, you know what? Let's just go ahead and finish this crap so we can just see what it was about, like where we get to. And it's typical Tyler Perry, right? Now, what I was saying a few minutes ago is I'm going to have the same spiel that I always have with Tyler, right? With Tyler, he could definitely use some writers. He could, like, because this wasn't that good. Like I said, the first 30 minutes were terrible. The first 7 minutes, interesting, but then it just drug along after that, and we'll definitely get into it, right? But he could use some writers. And the one thing that I always applaud Tyler for is the fact that Tyler, he hires, so many black actors and actresses, right? Because in this movie, you had Richard Lawson, you had Debbie Morgan, who I absolutely love and adore. I have been watching Debbie for a long time. I've watched her on All My Children as Dr. Angie Hubbard. I watched her on Charmed as a seer, which rest in peace to Shannon Doherty. We watched her on Power. We watched her on, what was that show on Fox? Our Kind of People. Like, we've watched Debbie Morgan, amazing, phenomenal actress, right? You had Megan Good in this movie, great actress. I know Tyler paid her what she wanted, and that is amazing. Corey Hardrick, he was in this movie, What I will say about Corey is, now Corey, I watched you in The Shy. The acting in The Shy was better than this. At one point in this movie, I was sitting here thinking to myself, like, what time period are we in? Because the way that they were talking, I was like, my God, you would think these people are in the 1950s or 60s, right? But neither here nor there, right? So I applaud Tyler for hiring black actors and actresses, paying them their worth and paying them what for their time and effort, right? Applaud that. Now, the movie, like I said, the first 7 minutes or so, very interesting because we opened the episode, we not the episode, we opened the movie up at a funeral, and when I say interesting funeral. So Richard Lawson's character. So there are the main characters are Jean, who is Angie. Shout out about to say Angie Hubbard. Debbie Morgan. Richard Lawson is, I forgot what her daddy's name is, but Megan Good's daddy. He plays her father. He's a pastor. Ava is Megan Good. Dallas is Corey Hardrick, who is Megan Good's husband. Then she has a friend, her name, what was that girl's name? Rona. Then you had her husband, Jim. And then you have, who else do you have besides Jim and Rona? You have Benji. We haven't met Benji yet, right? But the opening of the movie, we started up, like I said, it's a funeral. So what happened is Dallas, who is Corey Hardrick's character, his brother was recently, you know, unalived. And it was at his own doing, right? The man had just got out of prison or jail, whichever one you want to say. And he went and robbed one of the parishioners, an elderly one at that, and they clocked his ass, right? Now, what I will say, this eulogy that Richard Lawson's character was giving was the worst eulogy I've ever heard in my life, right? I don't like, it may be true what he was saying about the young man, but my God, you did not have to sit there and say that that young man was one in hell and all that kind of stuff. Because it's so interesting, because I actually went to a funeral. Well, I've been to quite a few funerals here lately, but one that I went to last year, it was my grandfather's. I hate, y'all know I hate the term baby mama, but it was my aunt and uncle's mother. So I went to the funeral, and if you knew her, she had a colorful past, right? And when I say colorful, I don't mean like a, you know, lady of the night or stuff like that. When I say she has a colorful past, I mean she was a Hellcat. She was, she was in them streets like fighting, drinking, and things of that nature when she was younger. But as she got older and she got sick, she kind of toned herself down. And I loved the eulogy that the pastor gave. He didn't pass any, because everybody knew her name in our hometown, but he didn't pass any judgment on her. And I like that. But whereas with Richard Lawson's character, this man is passing judgment. And it's like, I don't get how you, and that's my thing when it comes to people in the church. Like, you pass judgment on people. We all have a past. We all have a past. And when we all get up there to the pearly gates, we all have to answer to God for what we've done in our past. You don't pass judgment on us, but that's neither here nor there, right? So the mama got pissed, and rightfully so. But then she started taking her clothes off. I was like, sis, what the hell are we doing? She took the dress off. I was like, girl, I hope nothing else comes off. And it's not because she was a big girl. I was just like, girl, I hope nothing else comes off, because this ain't the time or the place for this. But nope, thankfully, sister had a slip on. I was like, thank God, because I was like, this is gonna get X-rated in here in just a little bit, right? So after she took her dress off and threw it to Jean, this woman told her sons to come up and get her other son. I was like, okay, that's fine. So they were getting ready to reach for the casket. She said, hell no, don't get that. Get him, take him out of the damn casket, because I don't want them to say nothing about they paid for it. I was like, are you about to do what I think you're about to do? She said, I sure the fuck am. They took that boy out of that casket. He just like this. And they took him home and buried him. I was like, well, I be damned. I was not expecting that. And then after that, it just kind of went on downhill because the family, Dallas's family, is sitting here blaming Ava for everything. And there was one thing in this movie that they talked about, but they never came back to it. And I'm gonna talk about it right here because I know I'm not gonna remember it in a little bit. There was this one scene where Ava was with Dallas. Dallas is a mean person. Dallas is a drunk. Dallas is abusive as hell, right? And he was at the bar. Actually, the crazy thing was Ava went over to get Dallas, and they basically told her to get off the fucking property. And so she went and sat in the car. Dallas went to the bar and got drunk. Somebody called Ava. She came down, got him. He was gonna drive, and then when his brothers beat his ass and said, "No, she's driving," I was like, "Oh, so y'all do know some kind of reasoning." So they got home, and he was in the, I don't forget where he was, but he was talking about his mama made him take his daddy out, and that never came back up at any point in the movie. Now he did mention taking his daddy out later in the movie because he was talking about his daddy beat his mama, but he was saying it in a sense to say, I guess he understood why his daddy beat his mama. Girl, it was a hot mess. So after that, the movie just keeps going, right? Like I said, for 30 minutes, it was just a bunch of nothing because I was confused. So there was one point in the movie where, so Jim is Dallas's best friend, and I'm so confused as to how the hell Jim is best friends with Dallas. Oh, also I forgot to mention, so when they were at the bar, Benji, that's where we first met Benji. Ava spoke to Benji, and then Dallas and his brothers was telling Benji to leave her alone or they'll beat him up like they did the last time. I was like, so y'all niggas jumped him? Y'all think that, okay, you know what? It is what it is. It is what it is, right? So after that, what we talk, so yeah, Jim is best friends with Dallas, right? Again, I don't understand how Rona is best friends with Ava. There was one point in the movie where Ava got home, Dallas was drinking. So Dallas is a bit of an alcoholic, like I said, an alcoholic, a mean person, volatile, abusive as hell, right? So they were supposed to get ready for dinner, and I think she had about an hour or 45 minutes. So she was like, I'll just go upstairs and get cleaned up. He's like, it ain't like you do shit. You just sit on your ass all day down at the bank. I was like, nigga, I don't give a damn if she sits on her ass on a bus. Her ass, she's been sitting on her ass, so she needs to freshen up. She needs to wash her face, wash her body, put on some new cologne. I mean, not cologne, perfume, cologne, whatever she wears. Redo her makeup, like freshen up. So she went upstairs, said give her 45 minutes. Mind you, she said 45 minutes. She went upstairs. She got done a little bit early. Get down there to find out this fool done left her. They get to dinner. He is so rude because every woman is I noticed this. Every woman was a bitch. Every woman was a bitch to him. Bitch, motherfucker. I was like, or ghetto, because that's what he called Rona. And that's another thing with the Tyler Perry's movies, because I was actually thinking about this earlier today, right? Tyler has the same formula for his movies, right? You always have this one woman who's in a fucked up marriage, right? And that's the thing that I hate when it comes to his shows and his movies, that when it comes to us, black men, black women, gay black men, everything is so stereotypical. And I just don't understand why it's so stereotypical with Tyler Perry. Because everything is stereotypical. Because if you think about Diary of a Mad Black Woman, Helen was in an abusive relationship where her husband was cheating on her, right? And then, so Helen and Ava have some parallels. Helen and Ava were in relationships with men for years, and gave up damn near everything for them. Remember, but see, the only thing different is with Charles. Charles was cheating on Helen. This nutcase over here ain't cheating on. Well, we don't think so, but this nutcase over here ain't cheating on Ava. But he is a goddamn nutcase nonetheless, right? Like you can look at every one of his moves. Let's go to Medea's family reunion. What's her name? Oh my God, I can't even think. Blair Underwood's character, right? And fuck, what was that girl's name? I can't remember her name, the character's name, right? It's been a long time since I've watched Family Reunion. Blair Underwood's character was abusive, right? They weren't married, but he was abusive. They were about to get married. Oh God, his movies and his TV shows, they have the same fucking script. I said I wasn't gonna come on here and rant, and here I am. But you guys get what I'm saying, right? You guys get what I'm saying. I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. With his movies, everything is just stereotypical because you have, then with the woman, you have the man that's interested in her, but she's been so scorned and so hurt that she can't open herself up to another man. Like Helen, Diary of a Mad Black Woman with Shamar Moore's character, right? Going to Family Reunion. What was the sister's name that couldn't open herself up to love? Was his name Orlando? Whoever, right? Same here. Ava is so scorned by what's happened with her, because we get to the dinner. He getting drunk. He comes to the restaurant loud as hell. Then he asks Ava for a divorce, right? And I was just like, oh, okay. So we get to that part, right? We get to the divorce part, and I was like, where did that come from? I was thoroughly confused as to where the hell the divorce part came from. But he wants a divorce, right? But then we get him stalking her. Like he went to her job at the bank. And here we go again with the bitch word, because Rona works at the bank, right? Bitch, you want to lose your job? I was like, why she gotta be a bitch and why it gotta be so goddamn hard with the bitch? She was like, fuck this job. I was like, exactly, fuck this job. But the next day we see Ava and Rona, they went down to the divorce attorney. I actually believe Jim was there. I don't know if Jim was his witness or if he was I don't know what Jim's job is, right? Neither here nor there. But the guy who was telling, she was like, I just want to sign this to get this over with. He's like, I think you should have representation. She said, I already read it. I'm okay with it. I want to sign this. He was like, I think you need representation. She was like, again, I read this shit. I'm okay with this shit. I want to sign this shit. I was like, Ava, you might not want to sign that shit. But she said she read it, right? But I was like, girl, you could be signing over the house to him. You could be giving away a lot of stuff to him. Granted, y'all don't have any kids, so y'all don't have anything to split it up. But she was ready to sign it, and she signed it. So then after that, she went home. Actually, when she actually scratched that, let's go back a little bit, right? When he asked for the divorce, she went home to her parents, right? And she felt like everything her parents was doing was trying to set her up to, move on from Nutso Dallas, right? So we see Benji. They were at a carnival, at a fair. She wanted it with Benji, but Benji was respectful and didn't sleep with her. Now, who the fuck sent down? I think it was his brothers that sent him one text, right? Of her and Benji. And so when he saw her with Benji, that's when this nigga done lost his. Well, nah, let's take that lie back. This nigga had already lost his motherfucking marbles. Like, I think this nigga was already gone. But so then after this, he starts stalking Ava. I was like, bitch, if you don't get a goddamn restraining order against this nigga, either get a restraining order or get a gun. One of the two. Actually, probably do both. Get you a handheld, get you one that you can stick in your purse, so that way if he pulls up on you, what's up, nigga? What's up? I'm ready for you. You ready to meet your maker? Like, get a gun, pepper spray, mace, taser, especially when it comes to Dallas, because like I said, this nigga here is crazy than a motherfucker, right? So, we get to the point where Ava slept with Benji. I was like, okay, and mind you, she's been with Dallas since she was 17, and I also forgot to mention that when she went home with her parents, that her dad put on a VHS tape of her over the years of all the accomplishments that she's done. Because the girl that they're looking at, who was almost 40, and that was the other thing that blew me, was when he spewed out that Kevin Samuels bullshit about women over a certain age, how men don't want them anymore. Okay, if that's what you want to say, that's some bullshit, but whatever, right? What the fuck ever. What was we talking about again? I lost my place because this movie was all over the place to me. So we were talking about her sleeping with Benji, right? So she eventually slept with Benji. And the next morning she was tiptoeing out so she could get to work. Mind you, she done changed the locks on the fucking door. So she go downstairs. Dallas's crazy ass is in her kitchen eating some cereal. Baby, the way I would have blasted a flat Jimmy in that nigga's ass in my fucking kitchen, baby, I would have hit him with everything I had. I would have got a butcher's knife. I would have got every whatever was in that fucking kitchen. Every weapon in that kitchen would have been all upside his head, inside of his body, and inside of his body. Because nigga, how the fuck did you get in my house? Because I changed the locks. Why the fuck are you in my house? Because you asked me for a divorce and I gave you the divorce. So what the fuck you doing here and why are you here? Then this nigga talking about he gonna give her another chance. I was like, excuse the fuck out of me. Once again, bitch, you asked her for the divorce, not the other way around. She granted you divorce. So then this fool talking about he gonna go upstairs and take a shower. Bitch, you're not taking a shower in my house. Get out, Dallas. So Dallas goes upstairs and there's Benji still in the bed. So Dallas and Benji get into a fight with each other. And I was like, oh, Benji, he beating the hell out of you. But now Benji said, nah, he ain't getting the best of me. So Benji started beating him up and put him in a, he put him to sleep, right? So Ava grabbed him and drug him all the way out the house. And she needed help to get him in the truck, right? So she slapped him and told him to leave, right? So she left to go to work, and here go this fool outside of her job. I was like, I know you fucking lied to me. So he was outside of her job. So Rona called Jim to come down there, right? And Jim told him he needs to leave. So you on that motherfucker side? You on that bitch side? It was bitch and motherfucker. I was like, do you know any other words besides those two words? Oh, no, you don't? Oh, okay. Excuse the hell out of me. Excuse the hell out of me. So Rona told her she needs to get a restraining order. I was like, girl, you needed a restraining order the minute you got that fucking divorce. The minute you got that divorce was when you needed a fucking restraining order. But that's neither here nor there, right? So she got the restraining order. I was like, okay, this is Tyler Perry land, because I know that restraining orders don't. Well, you know what, they can, because you can get an emergency restraining order if you feel like your life is at risk. You can get an emergency restraining order, but again, neither here nor there, right? So what happened next? Because I know I'm going all out of order. But after that, we see, as I know there was one part in the movie where Benji, Ava, Jim, and Rona were on a double date, and Nutso came over to the crib, and they were like, get the fuck out. Like, there's a restraining order against you, number one, right? But he's like, oh, bitch, you getting tough because of that nigga right there. I was like, oh my God, here we go with the bitches. It was so many bitches flying around. Like, a lot of bitches flew out of his mouth. So he left, right? But not before he dropped the bomb on Rona that Jim had cheated on her with another woman, which she said she knew about. Then when they left, Jim said he told her it was just once, and that's what it was. What Dallas is talking about was a bunch of lies, right? So then in another scene, we see I forgot to mention that too, because this happened before, when the Nuts case went to that man's farm and unalive some of his animals. I was like, the animals, nigga? What did the animals do to you? Because I was really confused by that with the animals. Because then Benji had told uh, Ava's daddy that he came over to the house, and so he was pissed because he went to go talk to her. That's when she got that restraining order, right? So then another scene that we had in the movie that I was so confused about too was, so I guess her mom goes to the market on Tuesdays, right? So this fool is in the market. So you knew that that bitch was cheating on me? I was like, again, he just keep calling people bitches. So you gonna take that motherfucker side? I was like, wow, this is her mother. We ain't got no respect for nobody, huh? Absolutely none. And so then he kind of roughed up her mama in the grocery store, and I was looking like, so, and it was a white woman standing right there at the end of the aisle. I mean, I know she couldn't say much, but I was like, damn, bitch, you can't even throw a box of cereal at him, hit him with something. She was like, I ain't getting involved in that. I was like, I don't blame you, but this is a woman. It might be a black woman, but it's still a woman. So she ended up leaving, right? Her mom ended up leaving, and her daddy then found out what happened, right? And baby, he was pissed. So he went and got the shotgun. He went and got he went and got just the little, the regular, the little gun. I can't, it's late, y'all. But he was going down there. Gene was like, don't do that. I was like, nah, bitch, let him go. Let him go. Let him go fuck up Dallas. We gonna talk about that in just in a minute too, right? Because I had a problem with that scene. I was so pissed off at him. I was really pissed off at him. But we're gonna talk about it, right? So Gene called up Ava, who was in the car with Benji, letting her know that her dad. Now, granted, I also forgot to mention too, Ava lives in Atlanta. I don't know. They live in a little country hick town. I forgot where they live at, right? So her daddy went down there, and so he beating on the door, and I'm like, "Why the hell you beating on my damn door?" And he's like, "I'm looking for your damn son. Where is he at?" And so here come Dallas around from a tree. So daddy cocked that shotgun and he fired a warning shot. I was like, see, that was the problem right there. You shouldn't have fired that warning shot. You should have just aimed it right square for his head and pow. But you know what? I'm actually kind of glad he didn't, because he was outnumbered either way it went. Because you got the mama and you got them other brothers who, when he fired that warning shot and he pointed it at Dallas, and Dallas was like, what you gonna do with that? One, basically give him to the count of three. 1, 2, 3. When he did 3, one of the brothers shot Ava's daddy in the leg, and then they just commenced to beating his ass. And then the mama had to eventually just stop it. And so Ava showed up, called the police. They took him to the hospital, and the police are telling Ava them there's nothing that he can do. I was like, sir, Gene just said he roughed her up at the grocery store. That alone that's domestic abuse right there. So you can't do nothing about that. He said, nope. And then he said, only thing we can do is wait for Jim, your daddy, to wake up and tell us what happened. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, Ava, what we gonna do now, girlfriend? She said, fuck this. We finna take this nigga out my damn self, right? So now I could be wrong. You guys can correct me in the comment section if I'm wrong about this part. Because Ava stole Benji's truck. And at one point we saw her on the phone with Dallas, right? And he was looking at a text message or a photo. And I was like, did Ava send him that picture of her and Benji? Like, who sent him that picture of her and Benji? But that's neither here nor there. But she's on the phone basically telling him Benji's a good lover, a better lover than he was, and is pissing him off. I'm like, Dallas, you are stupid. Like, she's playing you, you dumb fool. So she told him she on her way home to make love to Benji, right? And I was like, she's goading you to get to the house, you dumb fuck. But hey, he went to the house anyways and broke in. So he broke into the house, and she's still talking. She's actually very calm and collected. I was like, you're a little calm and collected, but it's like, I know what you're doing. I see I peep your game, right? Because at one point he slapped her and was hitting her and stuff, and she's like, you dumb fool. That's what I wanted you to do. I wanted you to hit me. So she called 911 and told them that, hey, my ex-husband, he's in the house, in my house. He broke in and he's beating me. And also he had a gun. He kept, every time she kept saying stuff to him, he kept moving around the kitchen, the island, and pointing that gun toward her. I was like, Dallas, if you're gonna use it, motherfucker. Like, cause I don't know who he was trying to scare. Cause he just kept walking around and he just kept pointing the barrel of the gun at her. He just kept pointing at her. And so she went and got that shotgun. Dallas, don't come any further. What you gonna do, bitch? Shoot me? I was like, yes. So she said, don't come anywhere near me. So he went boom, and she blasted that nigga. I was like, damn. Like the whole, it was so funny because I saw something on Twitter. You guys know the scene from Friday where Smokey was telling Craig to shoot Debo. Shoot him. That's how I felt the entire movie looking at Dallas. Like, somebody pop this nigga, right? So we get to the hospital. Now his raggedy ass mama talking about, this ain't over. I was like, bitch, it should be. Your son is dead. The girl, let it the fuck go. And that's basically what Ava told her. Girl, let it go. And that was the end of the movie. You guys, this movie, if you were to ask me, was it worth watching? For me, it was. Because, like I told you guys earlier in the video, it took me, since I've watched this movie off and on since Friday. So I ain't sat down for no full 2 hours to watch this movie. So it was worth it for me. Now, if you have 2 hours out of your day to sit and watch this movie, would I say do it? No, absolutely not. Please don't do it. Don't do it. But yeah, you guys, if you guys watched, what the hell, and it's so interesting because I saw people comparing it to is it Mea Culpa or Mea Culpa with Kelly Rowland? I have yet to watch that movie. I have yet to watch that movie with Macabre Brooks and old girl from The Haves and the Have-Nots. Those are two of his movies that I have not watched. Another movie that I've saw bits and pieces of it, Acrimony. I've never sat and watched Acrimony in its entirety. There are some Tyler Perry movies that I've never watched in their entirety. And there are some that I'm like, oh, why did I watch this? Like, why did I get, no, not why did I get, I've watched all of those. What's that movie with Mary and Taraji? That movie I've never sat and watched in its entirety either. But yeah, you guys, that's all I got. Let me know what you guys thought about this movie in the comment section. You guys, subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications, share the video, and until the next time, stay safe, take care of yourselves, you guys. Wash your hands, be blessed, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.